I'm Jeremy, and wrestling is terrible. We appreciate you stopping by the new channel and being a part of the conversation. I'm joined, as always, with Tristan Glover, the martial arts film freak. And this week, we're talking about Wrestlers of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. We're not exactly sure yet. We're trying some new segments out, but essentially, Tristan has picked a wrestler that he wants to highlight. I've picked a wrestler that I'd like to learn a little bit more about, and we're going to talk about him right now. So, this week, I picked somebody that I wasn't familiar with leading up to this, and maybe that's why they made an impression on me. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, Tristan, but I made these notes before watching the Alexander versus Ibushi match.
Ibushi, yeah.
Either one of them could have ended up being my Wrestler of the Week had I have seen that before making this list. However, I was really high on this Viking Rules match between Alpha Academy and the Viking Raiders on WWE Raw, and I didn't know who Alpha Academy was. I recognized Maxine and Otis because they've had like a lot of like backstage stuff going on lately. It's a real odd pairing, so it leaves an impression. But Chad Gable was never somebody that stuck in my mind to the point that I even recognized him. And after this Viking Raiders versus Alpha Academy match, I got to give that dude some flowers because he kicks ass.
I need to give you homework.
Okay.
Because he is a major fan favorite, especially for the people who just want good wrestling in WWE. A handful of years ago when they brought Kurt Angle back, they did this storyline where he had an illegitimate son wrestling in WWE, and everybody was like, it's Chad Gable. It's got to be Chad Gable. The dude's an Olympic wrestler. He's funny. He can also wrestle like crazy. It's Chad Gable. Like he has so many of those same traits as Kurt Angle. And they ended up going with Chad Gable's at the time tag team partner, Jason Jordan, who is a fantastic wrestler, was a wonderful, wonderful athlete, but didn't have the personality. And it took an amazing potential storyline and just flushed it down the toilet. But Chad Gable, since NXT, has been putting on incredible matches.
So he's a former Olympic wrestler?
Yeah, I don't think, he never had like the accolades of a Kurt Angle, but he got up there in competition.
That's kick-ass. I could definitely see that. His stature, he's like probably like a little bulldog, dude, like an English bulldog. He's like 200 pounds and like 5.5 feet tall, like a little stout dude with some really great high-flying skills. There was this moment, and I couldn't tell you what the name of the Viking Raiders are. I feel like they're one of those tag teams that it doesn't matter. Like they're both just two halves of the same fucking tag team. But one of those Viking Raiders does like a backflip, lands on the opponent for a pin. And then Gable goes up, does that same, is it a moonsault? Something like that, like a backflip that turns into a pin. Yeah, and then he grabs the Viking Raider and he does a back suplex pin.
Get out of the way, Otis! Oh! Raiders to put away! Save! Oh! There's no way. Oh my goodness!
This guy, again, like 5'8", I think. And he picks up this dude that's got to be like 300 pounds over his back and does that suplex where you hold it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, holy shit, this dude's the GOAT.
Yeah, no, he's athletically, he's one of the best WWE has right now. And honestly, personality and on the mic wise, I'd say probably that too. Because he can probably cut a good serious promo even though he hasn't had to in a while. And obviously, he's freaking hilarious.
See, I don't know anything about his personality yet. Like, I haven't seen much of that.
We'll go back to last week.
I'm definitely going to check more of this guy out.
So I've got a tag team that I don't really know a lot about. One guy I've been watching since about 2016 when he was about 19 years old, and I'm so happy to have seen how much he's grown. The other guy I know nothing about.
You're talking about the Uso brothers, right?
No, I'm talking about Bullet Club War Dogs. So this is something going on in Japan right now. Japan currently is doing the G1 Climax, which is a several week long round robin tournament. You rack up points with victories, and by the end of the tournament, whoever has the most points go on to the finals, and they have a match. It's just one of the best tournaments in pro wrestling every year. And two guys in it, Gabe Kidd and a guy named Alex Coughlin. They are new members of the Bullet Club. since Bullet Club was taken over by a guy named Dave Finlay a handful of months ago. He's sort of rebranding Bullet Club because it's not as popular as it was, and he's saying, I want killers in Bullet Club. I'm getting rid of these old guys who, are doing nothing in this stable. I want to bring in young talent that are going to fight.
Yeah.
So he brings in Gabe Kidd and Alex Coughlin. So these guys are currently tag team champions in New Japan Strong, which is sort of like their American show. For this G1 Climax every year, they have like a press conference where everybody in the tournament gets to go up and like make a speech. Gabe Kidd goes up pretty early, and he's just freaking Conor McGregor over there. And he's just cussing people out. He's like, why do we gotta wait until the tournament? I want to fight now. And he just starts tackling dudes on stage.
I'm going to talk about how this company left me down and out. I've already won this whole shit. Why am I going to wait to beat up any of these lot when we're all right here?
Was just one of the most entertaining things I saw all week. And I think this is honestly from a few weeks ago, and I'm just now catching up on it, or a handful of days ago. And then Coughlin comes up, much more controlled, less temperamental. And he just goes on this whole speech about how he's been working his ass off for years.
Yeah.
And New Japan has given him just nothing to do, no credit for all the work he's been putting in. So he goes on this whole point of like, that's why I joined Bullet Club, because David Finlay convinced me that if I wanted to advance in this company, I'm going to have to actually put my own effort in, because the company's not going to put it in for me.
It's all fucking worth it, right? Missed funerals, birthdays, everything. Did I complain? No. Did I ask the office to go back? No. I stayed in the dojo even longer to train.
And he picks up his championship and his tag team championship, and he's like, look what that got me. That got me somewhere. So fuck you. And it was just wonderful.
Those are a couple of our Wrestler of the Week picks. We'd love to know some of yours. Who's somebody that really stuck out to you, made an impact? Let us know down in the comments section. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to stay up to date with even more content. We got some fun stuff coming, including some quizzes where we're going to be talking about finishers and all sorts of stuff. So stick around for that. Thanks, and until next time, be terrible.